Hello and welcome, you degenerates. We are here for round, I do believe it's 12. Round 12 here at the Hungaroring. One of the home races for Team on the Rush number 32, Nairati. Excellent showing so far with 17 drivers currently in this free practice session. So during this free practice session, teams will run different fuel loads, seeing how getting track acclimated to the circuit. Just as currently number 5 Frank Castle is doing that right now. We'll ride on board with him for a lap in the meantime. As you dive into turn 1-1, try and kiss that inside apex, use up all the track on the end of the circuit. Brake just a little bit after the curb, start turning in on the Marshall post. He goes in a little bit deep. You want to stay as close to that inside curb as you can. And then you want to be able to go flat out, touch that inside curb, use all track exit. The infamous blind uphill. You want to brake a little bit after the curb. Again, as close to that inside curb as you can, and then all the exit road after. Stay as close to this curb as you can. Again, use all exit. It's very important here that you use all the exit curbs here. We'll quickly throw on his telemetry so you can see. Stay in about second gear, pop into third, stay third here, but some drivers like to take it into second. Stay in second here, try and get as inside as you can. Brake a little bit. Invalidated, I believe. Third gear, fourth gear, drop it into third here, touch that inside apex, drift a little bit, use all the apex, brake a little bit after the curb, full throttle on the exit. Remember, using all of the road. Here you want to get as close to the inside curb as possible without touching it. Again, using all of the exit road. Go a little bit wide here in the double apex. You want to hit that second apex, nail it, and then full throttle on the out. And if he didn't invalidate there, that puts him 7th. With a 146.4. Currently in the lead, we do have Stavko, unsurprisingly. Seniga will not be here, so this should be an easy win for Stavko in an easy race. Easy pull, easy win, Max Verstappen. Nothing can stop that man, except maybe Seniga. Currently, Polinick in the Polarin. Doing a little bit of a flying lap, so we'll stick on board with him as he heads up to the blind uphill. Takes it quite nicely. We do have 2 new drivers, both in BMWs, number 30 Santiago and number 410 Balyut. After the free practice session, we will have a 15-minute qualifying session and then a 45-minute duration race with a 1 mandatory refuel and tire swap. Improves, but not by much. As most of the drivers right now are in the pits, as they've used up most of the free practice session to get track acclimated, do their runs, so now they are just resting for qualifying. As I say that, every person now comes out onto the track. some good helicam shots here as they approach turn 5. With this being the penultimate race in the season coming to a close, I'd like to personally thank everyone that has watched us over the season. We will have one more race next week in Watkins Glen, and then that will be it for Season 1 of DRL ACC. We will have some interviews the post race in the post race or pre-race, whenever I can get him. The ACC race director will also come on and tell you hopefully a little bit about what's upcoming next season. But once again, thank you all for joining us for tonight and in the future. Fossman now coming up to the line. He's improving by about 2/10. He's lost most of it, and by me lost most of it, I mean nearly all of it. But he'll still improve a 10th, good enough to move past Breeze. Now, we'll quickly show the two new drivers. You have Santiago in his Black Falcon in that lovely BMW. And then you have Baliut in his BMW. Very nice livery, 410. Reese already finding almost 8/10 to like 2 turns. Can he keep a hold of this lap though? That's going to be the key for him here as he heads up. Over the curbs. You can mount that curb, it's okay. Goes in a little deep there. Out. And then just pop it down to the third. There we go. So far he seems to be improving about 4/10. Inside curve. Yep, there's all your time, Brees. Needs about 4/10 in that one corner alone. Now you gotta power out on the exit here. He loses about 2/10 there. Oh, and he goes super deep there. He's gonna scrub a lot of time, pretty much all of it. And just like that, that lap is now gone. Unfortunate for him, as that will most likely end his free practice. I like how they do a little mini drift as they come around the corner. I need to open up the chat so that I can see what you guys are saying. Be a good idea to do that as I mute my stream. Ricky probably sandbagging, to be honest. It's entirely possible. It is entirely possible, knowing how the shake and bake squad works out. He's nearly 6 seconds behind the leader, sitting in the pits and enjoying his little shake and bake. Not a lot of drivers now left remaining on the track. With 2 minutes left to go in this. Ooh, Scribble manages to hold her just fine. Swanson giving the wall a nice little bit of a touch. Don Fossman finding a bunch of time manages to get past Brees once again. Again, with so little time left to go, unless the drivers are out on track right now, you won't see them complete any more laps. The only drivers currently on a valid lap are Chez and Fossman of the Party Pickles. They just so happen to be on the same team. As I do believe Stavko is going to do one more flying lap. Same with Blendon. So here they go. That will be most likely it for this free practice session. And it is just coming down to these two. These two hold the track. We can probably get them both in Helicam. As they have slowly approached turn 2, turn 3. Stavko disappeared, so Blendon, it is all up to you. You've slowed down immensely, you're pulling over. Alright, folks, qualifying is going to begin now.
Green light, go, go, go.
And first out of the pits, it's going to be Nairati. Who else would it be? Was Stavko, was Saniga, and potentially Stavko not taking part in qualifying? Nairati has the track ahead of him all to himself. The next person behind is Swanson, and he's quickly gaining a lead on him. Still remaining in the pits right now is Stavko, Blendon, and Kerbal, Fossman, and Liu. I say that, and now the only person left in the pits is Stavko. Is there contact made already right there? Nope. It's just yellow flags or white flags in that case. As we'll ride on board with Nairati, who's going to start this qualifying session as the first driver to cross the line. Hopefully, he will start out with a valid lap, and the fight for provisional pole will begin now. So he takes the penultimate corner. He'll ride on board. Goes a little bit wide, but that's so he can absolutely power down on the exit here and get as much straight line speed as he can using all the exit as he heads down the pit straight and headed into turn 1. You want to break at the 100-meter board and start turning in at the marshal post. Cut that inside, touch that inside curb, and then use all the exit and then full throttle as soon as you have traction. You want to brake here just a little bit after the curb. Take that inside, stay as inside as you can, so you get a nice easy line. Full throttle here, throw the car obediently at it, use all of the exit curb because you're going to need it. For this uphill left-hander, you want to brake right about there, just shove the car inside, hopefully it obeys you. Make sure you stay to the right so you can take that inside line. Again, use all of the track to your ability. Brake it about here. Stay in second, over that curb. The sausage curb's not too bad here. Brake it about the light pole. Take that inside line. Touch that inside curb. Use all available exit. Fourth gear, drop down into third. Touch this nice apex, and then as soon as you full throttle on exit, using all available exit curb. brake right about here. Again, nick that inside curb, use all available curb on exit. You want to brake somewhere about halfway up this ramp here. Again, get as close to that as you can without touching it. Full throttle on exit using all the available exit curb. Brake at about here, trail brake, nice and easy. As soon as you get to the apex, full throttle out using all available exit curb. What a beautiful lap by Nairati, and he is rewarded with a 144.5. What a beautiful lap that was. Swanson with a 134.7. Hayes. Oh, 69 has spun out. Number 5 is going to be next across the line. That's going to be Castle. Castle does a 145.6. Next across the line is going to be Balyut. And behind him is going to be Brees. Brees with a 147.5. Balyut with a 150.9. Santiago with a 148.9. Ricky Bobby with a 150.5. Ches with a 151.7. Kerbal with a 145.4. And that was everybody that crossed the line. Fossman with a 147.6. Stofko, mind you, still in the pits. And 4 Pro-Ams did not set lap times. But the amateurs all pretty close together. Brees leading that pack. W saying, good luck, boys. Have a great race. Well, so far, so good. Team on the rush with that provisional pole right now as it stands. Nairati not showing any improvement. Much needed cool down lap. Next across the line with a valid lap time would be 21 Hayes, but he's not improving. Zahara going to be next across the line with a valid time. Say that as he almost invalidates. A 147.0, good enough for 4th. Next across the line, Castle pops it up into 3rd with a 145.5. Brees not showing any improvement. No one's behind him. Number 30, that would be Santiago, showing no improvement either. The race program showing no improvement, as they have Sean Ches right in front, who's improving by nearly 5 seconds. That 2.1 will get him... That 2.1 will actually get him 4th, as we have an amateur now in the top 5. The Young crosses the line with not a lot of improvement. Castle probably going to post a 42 classic sandbagger. Oh yeah, he's going to somehow pull like a 141 like 6 out of his butt without track limits. It's going to be incredible. Stofko, I think, oh nope, Stofko's going to come out now. I thought he was going to elect to stay at the back of the grid. Alas, he is not. 32 going to cross the line most likely with no improvement. I'd be shocked and surprised to see otherwise. He absolutely nailed that lap. Swanson now coming next across the line, looking to improve by about 3/10. Castle also finding about 3/10. Castle goes... Swanson's going to cross the line with about 2/10 improvement for a 147.1. Castle's going to be next across the line to improve. Get up into 2nd with a 145.3. Classic sandbagger started from the bottom and now we're here. Next across the line with a valid lap time as Sheena McGavin spins out. Again, number 3, that would be Santiago, showing some improvement by about 5/10. 6/10. 8/10. Can he get to 9 by the end of the start-finish? Just about. It's a 148.0. Who got a lap in? Was that Zahara? I think it was Polinik with a 147.1. Leung's going to be next. He's showing about 7/10 improvement with the track now ramping up. Let's go, Santiago. Well, He's a bit of a ways away from the top of the amateurs of Ches and Leung, but he can make it there if he absolutely nails this lap. 32 somehow finding more pace. After absolutely nailing that lap, he's somehow finding an extra 10th. Mind you, Stavko is yet to set a lap. So take that with a pinch of salt where you need to. Ooh, he's now found like 3 tenths. He's found like 4 tenths. Oh my goodness, where's this coming from? Can he find the 5? Can he manage to dip into the 143s? Seems unlikely, but he will find an extra 3 tenths to drop into a 144.2. He's got a full second over Castle. Swanson's going to be next across the line with an extra 10th of improvement. Swaps places with Polinick. Santiago going to be next across the line with a valid lap time, showing almost a full second of improvement. 2.7. That would actually get him up to where the other drivers are. Just as I call him out for it, he seems to find the time. Oh, he goes into 10th with a 147.4. Number 19, Polinick, finding about half a tenth. Oh my goodness, it's good enough to get him up into 6th. Number 11, Fossman's going to cross the line with no improved time. Next person to cross the line with a valid lap time could be Stavko. What's Stavko's time going to be? And it puts Nairati's provisional pole just in shame. I do not think Nairati is going to find 6 tenths, as Stavko drops a 143.6 and ruins the hearts of Team on the Rush fans everywhere. Next across the line with a valid lap time is going to be Swanson, finding another extra 2 tenths here, if he can manage to hold the line. He's going to find about 2.5 tenths here and drop up into 7th. The midfield battle becoming extremely tense and extremely tight here. London not finding any extra time, however, but Kerbel's finding around 5 tenths right now. That will get him past Castle. It won't get him anywhere near Nairati. He needs to find a full second for that. Kerbel will get past Castle, but not past Nairati. Kerbel now finally dipping into the 144s with a 44.8. Next across the line is going to be Leung. Minimal improvements, maybe a 10th or 2. After really nailing that exit, gets up to 8th. Next across the line is going to be 21. That's going to be Rutherford. That's going to be Rutherford Jason Hayes. Finding about 4 tenths. That's going to put him up into this midfield battle here. Get him up into 7th. Stavko finding even more time, putting the hearts of Team on the Rush fans down into the grave. Full second Nairati would have to find. He's causing yellow flags. Elects not to go back into the pits. He's going to continue out on his lap. Track limits starting to become an issue here as these drivers try and push for those crucial extra tenths with almost less than a lap of qualifying remaining. No improvement by Swanson. Next person to improve will be Kerbel, if he can manage to keep it. Needs to find another 6 tenths to catch up to Nairati. He'll find another 10th.5, but it's not the 6/10 he needs. Do believe that is Sanchez of the Party Pickles. There's a Polarian getting ahead of him. Polonic, almost a full second, will get up into 6th for it. Leung finding also some time, an extra 2/10. He's going to move up into 8th as the fight for the midfield increases. 69. Hayes going to be showing some more improvement. Shooter McGavin finally going to be able to set a frickin' lap time on the board. Gets it up into 5th. Almost getting ahead of Frank Castle. Number 32, Nairati, going to start his final qualifying lap. Number 23, that's going to be Grant Zahara, finding 2/10 improvement as of right now. That 2/10 will get him hopefully ahead of Swanson. And Swanson crucially finding 4/10 right now. At the end of this, as I say that, he loses about 2/10. Zahara invalidates on the exit. He'll get to go one more time. Swanson does not invalidate on exit and will gain 2/10. That'll pop Leung down into 11th, and that will be his highest that he can go unless Zahara passes him. As they will start their flying lap. The drivers that are currently on qualifying laps are the drivers that will finish their qualifying laps, because I don't think Polonic is going to get to the line in time to start another. So the laps that the drivers are out on right now are the ones that they're going to have. The only ones improving so far that are valid is Zahara and McGavin. Everyone else is either not improving or invalid. As 26 and 23 go off, they are done for the session. Polonic crosses the line, does not improve. Number 16, Sanchez, does not improve either. Fossman not showing any improvement now. McGavin showing minimal improvement. Maybe he can not invalidate on exit and gain a 10th. He'll gain enough time, though, to pass Frank Castle, though. And go up into 4th. Nairati not going to crucially get any time whatsoever. He will stay in 2nd. The provisional pole slipping away yet from his grasp due to the alien of Stavko. It is now up to Swanson, who is not improving at all, and that will end the qualifying session. Okay, does this work all the way down? Okay, alright, so up to about figuring out at what point. Okay, so about up into 7th, we can probably start using TV2. Alright, so on pole position, as always, we have Jacob Stavko in his MA70 Esport Ferrari. Pole position without Saniga here. Let's see if number 32, team on the rust, Mitch Nairati in his McLaren will have anything to say about it. He feels he bottled a win at Silverstone. Technical issues causing him to run off the track and losing the lead of the race. Looking to avenge that moment here today. Neil Kerbal of the Kerbal Race Program in 3rd with his Ferrari. Looking to try and maybe get his own race win of the his own first race win of the season. He will have Shooter McGavin for company in the Shake and Bake. The program showing very good promise in these late season races. He has also a Ferrari number 69. Let's see what he can do out of the start of the line. A podium is not out of the cards for him. Frank Castle of the Swine Flu Syndicate, not finally getting the sandbags off of his car. Looks very nice, that pig. Starting to make me hungry and hungry. He's got Blending for company in the Ferrari. Number 7 of the Scuderia Boscaiolo. I think one of the only programs with a podium this season. So, He's going to look to continue on that success for the Boscaiolo. He's in a perfect position today to do it up in 6th. The Polarin of Kevin Polinick, as you can probably guess, the McLaren, currently in 7th. He has got Sean Chez of the Party Pickups for Company, the highest qualifying amateur in the top 10. A good showing for him so far. The Party Pickles have struggled a little bit this season, so they're hoping for some end-of-season success. In the Port Gang, Hayes in the Porsche 21. His teammate Saniga not here, so he has to carry the load. A good top 10 qualifying is a good way to start that. He's got the other Boscaiolo for Company, number 37, Ronald Swanson, in his Ferrari, hoping to keep his strong streak of top 10 finishes going. Leung, his teammate, up in pole position. He is in 11th. In his MA70 Esport Ferrari, he's got Grant Sahara for Company in his Lamborghini Team Solo Q. That beautiful car just shines beautifully in this 6 p.m. sky. Brees of Team on the Rush has struggled a lot this season. He's hoping to finally get off a good showing here. He's podiumed, I think, twice in the amateur division. He's still hoping for that race win. I think he's gotten one this season. He's got Don Fossman for Company on the penultimate row. The Party Pickle hoping to get a podium in the amateur division with... Santiago's not here. I just realized there's a BMW missing. Alright, whatever the case may be, he's got him for Company. Ricky Bubby of Shake and Bake leads out in 15th position. Starting from the back of the grid. Looking to just, I guess, survive. But when you're at the back, it's a little bit easier. Hopefully he can manage to get into the top 3 of amateur division. And then one of the new recruits, Balyut in his BMW, starting at the back with Ricky Bobby on the final row. He is in 16th and last. With 30 seconds left to go, that Stavko, that MA70 Esport just sticking right up. If he doesn't click drive soon, he's going to be starting from the pit lane. There he goes. As the final 10 seconds roll down, I would suggest grabbing your favorite beverage, grabbing your favorite food, because soon it's going to be time. As the formation lap begins now. There we go. Stavko leads them all out. Nairati looking to try and avenge what happened at Silverstone. He wants his race win. He wants that podium in Pro-Am. This is his best opportunity to get it. As the green flag waves, Nairati and Stavko get off side by side together well. Nairati losing out though to Stavko, as Stavko's going to take the inside. McGavin gets ahead of Kerbal, as it looks like McGavin's going to go up the inside and get ahead of Nairati. Nairati on the outside is going to lose out to Kerbal as well, possibly. He's going to fight that back. Stavko going off into the sunset as he wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. As Shooter McGavin goes a little deep, comes back in. Nairati's going to look to try and gain that second place back as Stavko goes off into the sunset. Zahara has fallen all the way to the back. Contact with number 19, Polinick. Blunden falls down a place. Sanchez falls down a place. Leung's falling down some places. As McGavin goes in deep, that's going to allow possibly Kerbal to go up the inside here. As you have Brees and Leung fighting it out here. Nairati goes up into second. Kerbal going into third. Better exit by Brees. Can he get past Leung here going into this turn? Yes, he can. Good overtake by him as Ricky Bobby and Balyut fight it out. Polinick getting by Sanchez. The Party Pickles both in the top 10 now. Brees, the lone outlier away for the rest of this pack. Polinick also the lone outlier away for the rest of this pack from 2nd to 7th. Still all bunched up as Stofko is already 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. Nairati, it's going to be a tough task trying to catch up as he's got Kerbal, McGavin, Blunden, and Castle for company. He's looking to try and get a better exit on Balyut. Overtaking opportunity here into turn 1. Balyut's going to take the inside. Hayes is going to try and take the inside. Contact made there. As Hayes looks to have completed the overtake. Balyut's going to try and have something to say about that as he looks like he thought about going up the inside, but elects not to do it. He's going to try and take a better line. Hayes defends the position and defends it well. So far, the closest battle right now is going to be Kerbal and Nairati as they go through the chicane now. Nairati knowing full well that it'll be unlikely that he'll catch up to Stofko. Santiago lost connection. Unfortunate for him. Nairati spins out. Unfortunate for him. Now he's got to make sure he gets back on the track safely. As he gets back on the track safely, but he's down in 10th. Fighting with his teammate Brees. And Leung. Brees gonna do maybe a little blocking for his teammate here as Leung's gonna go up the inside now. Nairati going right into the pits immediately. Brees still fighting. Dang, that Kerbal pressure, yeah. Also could have been technical difficulties. But it looks like it was just tires as he's getting his pit stop done early. And I mean very early. London still chasing Castle. Polinick chasing Swanson. So... he's looking to try and get an overtake opportunity on Ricky Bobby. Snyder already comes out of the pits. He's done his pit stop. So he is going long as Hayes goes up the inside of Ricky Bobby and makes the overtake. Leung is going to be next. As Grant Zahara has a drive-through penalty. I'm going to guess for track limits. Bummy is going to try and have something to say here over Hayes as they go side by side into turn 1. Hayes taking the inside, or Ricky Bobby taking the inside, going wide. That's going to allow Hayes to just be thank you very much. I'm going to take that back now. Rowdy gonna have to nurse those tires and nurse them well if he wants any hope of making that comeback. Zahar is slowly approaching the BMW of Balyut. as that was Polinick spinning out, allowing the rest of the drivers to get ahead. Zahara looking for any overtaking opportunity here. He does have a drive-through. Little deep he goes. Breeze and Leung still fighting it out right now. Zahara not electing to take the drive-through just yet. Zahara looks to get the overtake on Balyut done. Does he have damage? Zahara looks to go up the inside. Oh. Possibly a move to be made that need to be made. As Leung's still trying to catch Breeze. Breeze doing his best just to hang on right now. Fossman and Ches keeping along. Breeze so far doing a very good job making sure Leung doesn't get a chance or an opportunity to pass. However, Hayes, the Pro-Am, slowly coming in on this battle, make things a little bit more interesting here. Castle looking to chase Blunden for fourth right now. Sheena McGavin just needs a nice, calm, comfortable race. Young much closer to Breeze as Zahara takes this lap to serve his drive-through penalty. So you have a lot more closer battles now. Castle's right on the back of Blunden now. Much better exit there. Ten minutes so far elapsed from this race. Hayes getting now closer into this Leung Breeze battle. Fossman very much closer to Ches now. The fight for the Pro-Am win, fighting amongst teammates. I can only imagine how difficult that is in that situation. Castle, is he going to be advantageous? Is he going to look for an overtake here? Not just yet, it seems. Young looking for any moment to pass Breeze here. But the problem is now, as much as you're looking for the moment, look what's behind you. So an esport driver, a pig, and a Florida man walk into a bar. What do you get? ACC DRL. Because I picture Team on the Rush as like a beach Florida man kind of vibe. Keep an eye on that battle. We'll slowly switch over to Castle London, as Castle seems to be getting the better exit most of the time. But Hungaroring, it's so difficult to overtake. You only get 1 or 2 spots to really make your mark happen. It doesn't look like it's going to be here just yet. Hayes getting closer and closer to Leung. But Brees crucially keeping out of that 0.1 second mark. Away from Leung. Leung might be getting better exits though, as the slipstream effect begins now to work. Leung 0.4, Leung 0.3, Hayes 0.5. Leung having to do some avoiding action not to slam into the rear, but that's allowed Hayes to possibly interject himself in once more. Oh, the advantageous move from Hayes makes contact. And that's gonna allow Ricky Bobby, as he immediately spins. Polnick riding up onto the scene like, boys, what just happened? Brees now having some comfortable room. Now hopes that the party pickles take each other out. Bossman loses the rear. Falls back behind his teammate. The race leader now approaching Nairati, who's at the back. Hayes slowly catching up to Ricky Bobby now. Will probably make this overtake somewhere on the straight. Polnick also getting nice and close to this battle. 15 minutes elapsed in the race so far. Nairati obviously the one so far the unluckiest with 15 minutes to go. Had to pit early due to a spin. No contact made according to race control. So Fossman up 6 places, Brees up 4, Swanson up 4. So those are the winners so far this race. Ricky Bobby, I don't care to concern you, but you do have a pig and a dog behind you. And they would like to pass you at any moment in time. Alright, just keep on driving. That shake and bake Ferrari, trying to make it as wide as possible, not allowing that Porsche or the McLaren a lap by. Yes, it's such a difficult spot to try and overtake. Hayes looks like takes a peek around the outside, but it'd be better just to try and get the exit here, as Polnick even looks pretty advantageous on the pig. The dog and the pig closest. Polnick thought about it, but wisely backs out of that situation. Good idea. Live to fight another day. Hayes going to stick to as close as he can to the shake and bake car. Same with Polnick. As here comes the slipstream effect. He's crucially within that 0.2 zone. If he wants to make a move, now's the time as he plops himself to the inside. Ricky Bobby does a little bit of a switchback as Hayes also loses out to Polinick in the meantime. As they now approach turn 2. The advantageous move from Hayes has cost him 2 positions now. Nice little switchback move by the amateur against the pro-am. Polinick now going to be in Hayes' position looking for that potential overtake on Ricky Bobby, but Ricky Bobby is defending it well. Frank Castle has caught up to Blunden. He's now within 0.6, 0.5, so we'll keep an eye on that. Oh, Polinick, can he think about getting him here? Oh, he wisely decides to back out and wait for another good opportunity. As we're going to skip ahead now, is Castle and Blunden fighting for 4th. I just turn away and Ricky Bobby and them are going side by side. As Hayes enters himself into this battle, into this fight. Side by side they were. Ricky Bobby still wins out though. Hayes thinking, maybe I have a chance again. Ooh, Polinick having a little bit of a moment there. Oh, manages to keep it steady though. Hayes right behind Polinick, but Polinick's right behind Bobby. This could get really interesting into turn 1. Hayes is definitely going to try and make a move on Polinick. Polinick's going to definitely try and make a move on Hayes. Slight bit of contact, but everything seems fine there. Polinick gets past. Ricky Bobby and Hayes, though, are going to go side by side into turn 2. Hayes finally making that overtake stick. Oh. Maybe, just maybe, Ricky Bobby's gonna think about it? Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Polinick will get by. Hayes will get by. Ricky Bobby is sadly going to just have to try and keep up with Hayes. We'll now switch to Blunden and Castle. Now that that fight is momentarily done. I think Blunden's safe into turn 1, unless he goes deep. Oh. They're already getting cut off a little bit. Looking to try and get past Balyut here. As Brees and Leung both box. About halfway through the race now, you'll start seeing people box at this moment. So they go side by side through the S's. Nairati just asserts his power and gets past that BMW. Balyut just decides he wants to take a look at the sights and sounds off the track. He elects to box now. His tire's probably gone. Oh, Nairati, you're gonna have to hustle your bustle. They're gonna come out, and you want to be ahead of them. Nairati is going to be ahead of them. But with him pitting so early, his tires are going to be in much, much worse of a shape. Will he ask Brees maybe to defend for him? As the two team on the rush drivers in 12th and 13th. Frank Castle still looking for this opportunity on Blunden that may or may not exist. Vossman now going into the box. looking to try and cover off Brees and Leung. Polinick also coming in the box to try and cover off. As we slowly approach half race distance. Hayes gets by both of them in the pits. Next will be Zahara to get by both in the pits. You also boxing as well. He has completed his pit stop, so he is now on the roll.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
As our engineer tells us we're halfway through. Polinick and Fossman. Oh, it looks like Fossman's done. As off he goes. Nairati, again crucially, wanting to stay ahead of these boxed drivers. Will do so very well. As Brees obeys Kerbal for blue flags. Bruce crucially, does he get ahead of Fossman here? It doesn't look like it, but they're going to go side by side, and it looks like he's made ahead of Fossman. So the undercut working to perfection. But crucially, what's more important is can he get Hayes? McGavin, Swanson, and Castle all box. Sanchez elects to keep going, looking at the possibility of the overcut. As Leung now getting into this battle. So far, it is for second right now, but that could change. As Hayes now also comes in the box. Leung catching up quite quickly to Fossman. Better exit from Leung could make this a very interesting corner. Fossman keeps the place, but Leung takes in line that's going to allow for them to go side by side. Fossman still holds out, though, keeping Leung behind. Leung not going to allow that to happen very much, though, as they are going to go side by side. Leung currently leads out right now. Leung taking the inside, Fossman taking the out. Fossman goes wide, allowing Leung to just easily take that place. Fossman going to look to keep fighting that back, though. Blunden now in the box. He went for the overcut. Ches also now in the box as well. Hopefully that overcut worked because Brees is on the way. Stofko 15 seconds ahead. It is incredible. Ricky Bobby and Hayes was there. Hayes just came out of the pits, so he's got cold tires. I thought there was contact involved there. Castle right on the back of Zahara. Zahara have yet to box, however, but Blunden is what Castle was fighting. So the undercut is going to work here in Castle's favor. But not by much, as you can see. Blunden will have the advantage on his tires. What about Sanchez, though? Nairati, can he manage to get past? Yes, he will. Brees will not be close enough, however, though. As you can see, Ches on exit. But Brees is up into second right now, though. Sanchez looking to claim that win in the amateur division. McGavin currently holding serve for the win in the Pro-Am division, and as always, Stavko holding the lead out into the Pro division. Castle Blendon right on the back of Zahara. Zahara has yet to box, however. Castle and Blendon have. Zahara, will you think about boxing yet? Yep, he will. That will release Castle and Blendon. As out goes Kerbal, crucially ahead of McGavin. As Blendon now has to do his best to try and catch Castle for that 4th place position. As Stavko boxes now. Can pretty much do wherever he wants. He has a free pit. As Nairati now up into 7th. He's going to have to try and catch Swanson 6.7 away as Ricky Bubby has a spin that allows Hayes to pass. Blendon still trying to catch Castle. What is stronger, the Castle or the wood? We'll find out hopefully by the end of this race. All he has to do is try his best to catch up to that Boskaya low. The damage control being very, very real at this moment. And he's done a fine job of it. From 2nd pretty much to last, and then back up to 7th into the top 10. Very good damage control, especially pitting lap 1. London looking for that moment. Liang and Breeze start their part 2 of their battle in this series. As I'm going to quickly switch off. And look who's up there up the road. Sanchez, the party pickle. Liang knowing the race win is in his grasp, but first he's got to get by Breeze. Liang with a much better exit. Can Breeze defend this in any way? Liang takes the inside, parks it on the inside, not allowing Breeze to try any switchback maneuver, and he's going to take 2nd place in the Pro-Am. Now Liang is off to try and catch that party pickle for the race win. Breeze gonna try and stick close though, hoping maybe that Liang can tow him up to Sanchez. Oh, Blendon thought about it, maybe. If the time or the positioning was right, it would have been the moment. But alas, he will wait. It is not his time, it is not his moment just yet. There's now less than 15 minutes left in this race session. The closest battle is this moment right here. As the sun slowly sets here at the Hungaroring, as the evening light shines on these cars. Castle getting a better exit, not allowing Blendon an opportunity to most likely get him into turn 1. We will take a look at contact from the beginning of the race between Swanson and Sanchez. Oh my. And that caused a very massive Constantina effect. take a look at it one more time, but from a better camera. That contact didn't get registered? I saw what happened there. And then it happened in this one. That's gonna be an interesting one. Saw what happened there, saw that one. What happened between Ricky Bobby and Polinick? They made contact a few times. This is when I think I peeled away. Oh! That allowed Hayes to get right back in. Alrighty, slowly catching up to Swanson. He's got Balute for company currently at this time. But Nairati has been gaining ever so slightly on Swanson. Ooh, Hayes gets a drive-through penalty. Oh my goodness. The blue flags wave. Does that cost Nairati about almost a full second of time? There's Blunden now. Oh, Castle had a little bit of a moment. That stop. That's going to allow Blunden possibly, as they're going to go side by side here into the chicane. Very advantageous. Not something you'd see a lot of these days. But it so far proves that wood is stronger than a castle, I guess. Blunden's going to take fourth, but we won't turn away from this battle, as this looks like it's going to get closer and closer. As Brees now oh no. Brees takes a drive-through penalty for track limits. His podium position in the amateur division now all but lost. He'll most likely fall down even behind Polinick all the way to Zahara. Unfortunately for him, Team on the Rush has its moments again. Brees dips into the pits as Fossman and Polinick are gonna drive on by. Maybe even Zahara will get by, as Fossman now takes third place in that amateur race. Polinick also drives on by. That's a 1.3 back of Blunden. The young 1.1 back of Sanchez. As I said, he needed to get past Brees for the race win. He's attempting to do that. As we slowly approach 1 a.m. Eastern. As now there are less than 10 minutes in this race. Everything has gone the Stalfco way. Bro probably could have drove one-handed and still had made it quite handedly won. Leung looking to try and capture the race win in the amateur division. Just has to get past Sean Ches. That pickle gonna be the fattest pickle ever. With 8 minutes left to go, as Zahara is gonna get past Brees. Brees now falls down into 13th. As he gets out of the way for Ches. Out of the way for Leung. Leung continues his battle. Roddy finally getting back up to almost 5 seconds. The gap to Swanson, but I don't feel it's going to be enough. He's been gaining about 5/10 a lap. But it doesn't look like it'll be enough time. Leung also running out of time to try and catch Ches. Polonic was getting close to Swanson there for a minute, but the time has since increased. Little deep from the MA70 Esport, but a little bit of a mistake by Ches there as well. So I'd say they're just about even. Ches being better in sector, a little bit in sector 1. But it seems Leung's better in sectors 2 and 3. Polonic has a spin. Have cost Leung the position there. That little bit of a mistake going wide on the exit. Stofko getting ahead of Fossman. Crucially, Leung back in play now. Ches finding it a little bit easier out of the corners. Ooh, almost could have been a spin there by the MA70 Esport, but managed to save it. About 2 laps to go in this race. This is the only Unless something crazy happens, this is the only fight for position right now. As you see it on the board is how it'll end. Because other than this, the closest gap is 3.6. Stofko begins the penultimate lap. So he'll do this lap and then his next lap will be the final lap. Leung still looking for that moment. Sanchez just needs to drive a nice, perfect, easy race. So, the leader will be on the final lap. These guys are starting their second to last lap. As long as they don't get lapped by the leader, as much as Stofko will cross the line and win the Hungarian Grand Prix, these guys will still be fighting.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
Chez just needs to hold on. McGavin all but has hung on to that Pro-Am win. Getting a podium for another Pro-Am podium. Stofko all but has won the Hungarian Grand Prix in name only. Chez holding on desperately, trying to keep that place and win in the amateur division. Gap now down to 1.9, and I don't think Leung is going to be able to get that back. Not in this lap, it seems. As we ride on board with the race winner. He hasn't even crossed the line yet to qualify for the race win. Hayes actually is going to catch Bobby here. It's entirely possible. Roddy, he might have an opportunity to pass Swanson here. If he really hustles the bustle and Swanson makes an error. As Stofko wins the Hungarian Grand Prix.
The leader has finished the race.
Congratulations to him. Hayes trying to catch Bobby right now. Kerbal will get second. McGavin will get third. Oh. Missed braking zone for Hayes. Didn't want to slam into the back of the shake and bake. He still has that chance though. He still has that opportunity. As Kerbal crosses the line to take second. He's running out of time, though. He's got to do it soon. Ricky Bobby desperately holding on from Hayes. Parking it on the braking zone as McGavin takes third and takes the podium. Brees crosses the line to finish 13th. Can Hayes maybe get Bobby at the line? Bobby defending the inside, and with the finish line being as close as it is to the exit of the turn, Bobby will hold on to that 14th place. Leung, though, Nairati gets within 3 seconds of Swanson, but finishes 7th. And unless an absolute collapse by Ches at the final turn, it will be Ches's moment to say he won an amateur. As that concludes our race tonight. Stofko wins the race. Kerbal and McGavin complete out the podium. Blunden and Castle round out the top 5. Swanson, Nairati, Ches, Leung, Fossman round out the top 10. Polinick, Zahara, Brees, Bobby, and Hayes round out down to 15. And Balyut and Santiago 16th and 17th. Stofko, in the Pro Division, Stofko wins with Kerbal and Castle taking the podium places. McGavin wins in Pro-Am with Blunden and Swanson holding out the podiums in Pro-Am. And then the Amateur Division, Ches, Leung, and Fossman, all Ferraris in the final in the top 3. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. We will see you next week for the season finale here at DRL ACC. Watkins Glen, thank you and goodbye.